Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everybody. So we were discussing about the book distribution trio, right? Anyone knows who are the three acharyas who started the first book distribution? Yes, we discussed this in the last class. The three acharyas who started book distribution, anyone knows? Yeah, you can put your answers in the chat also. Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit, and Srinivas Acharya. So we learnt about Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamananda Pandit, and today we will be learning about Srinivas Acharya. Right? So these three acharyas are students of Jiva Goswami. Right? So we will learn about Srinivas Acharya in today's class. So Srinivas Acharya is one of the most important personalities in the religious history of Bengal, perhaps the most important Vaishnava teacher in the generation immediately following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu, the link is not working. Please try check. Yeah, there is some mistake in the link. And he's chiefly remembered as the illustrious disciple of Gopal Bhatt Goswami and Jiva Goswami. So Srinivas Acharya has Siksha Guru, like I already mentioned, Jiva Goswami. And one more Siksha Guru he had was Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And his achievements include delivering writings of Goswamis in Vrindavan and converting King Birhambir into Vaishnava and originating the Manohar Shoy style of Kirtan. Right? So he's founded a style of bhajan, right? It's called Manohar Shoy. And there was a king, we will see that Leela, it's a nice story, right? Called Birhambir. He was a thief actually. The king only used to rob things, and he made him a Vaishnava, right? So that glory also Srinivas Acharya holds. And in Keturi, Bengal, he co-organized the first Gaura Purnima festival, celebrating the anniversary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance in this world, which Narottam Shamananda Pandita and thousands of other Vaishnava attended. So this was actually, the idea was from Narottam Das Thakur. He wanted to celebrate the first birthday of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after he left the world. Right? So it's Gaura Purnima. We all celebrate today, right? It was first celebrated by Narottam Das Thakur. And it was helped. I mean, Srinivas Acharya was the most prominent Acharya who helped Narottam Das Thakur in doing all this. Right? Celebrating the anniversary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world, the first anniversary after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left the world, right? We celebrate it as Gaura Purnima. Now, Srinivas Acharya's parents. So, the Brahmana Gangadhar Bhattacharya wife Lakshmi Priya lived in the small village of Chakandi on the banks of the Ganges. So he's from Bengal. Okay, this village was on the banks of the Ganges in the Burdwan district of Bengal, and they longed to raise a child who would be a great devotee. But until the birth of Srinivas, they were childless for many years. So they had the desire of devotee. It's called Garbhadan Samskar, right? When devotees get married, they get married for giving birth to a devotee child, not a karmi child. They raise the child also in a devotee, in a devotional way. That's called Garbhadan Samskar. They chant 50 rounds, 60 rounds, right? And then only they attempt for the child. And once the baby is born, they completely raise the baby in to make that baby as a devotee, a great devotee, not a karmi, right? So that's the difference between devotees having a child and a normal person having a child, a non-devotee having a child, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, but so many of his disciples, almost everybody, like his in his circle, right? They were all grihasthas. Whenever there was a baby born in any of the families, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the first one to jump and sing and celebrate. Why? Because every baby born in a devotee family means new devotee is added to the devotee community, right? A new devotee is added to this planet Earth, right? So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy, right? Even Prabhupada says, no, do not give birth to cats and dogs. It's not going to help. Give birth to a devotee, right? So human form of life means devotion service. Anything other than that you do, Prabhupada says, equal to animal life. There is no real purpose in human life. That's why we have to raise here also Gangadhar Bhattacharya and his wife Lakshmi Priya prayed and prayed and prayed and waited so long for many years. They were childless, right? And then when they prayed, Krishna got pleased and sent them a devotee child, that is Srinivas Acharya. So Gangadhar was himself a great devotee of the golden avatar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and incarnation of Sri Radha and Krishna predicted in the scriptures. Right? So in Bhagavatam also it is said, no, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagna Sankirtana Prayair Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. Right? Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation was predicted in the Bhagavatam also. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishna means Krishna, but Varnam is Tvisha a Krishna. Varnam is not like Krishna, but he is Krishna only. Varnam is not like Varnam means color. Color is not like Krishna. Right? Sango Pangastra Parshadam. He comes with his circle of devotees and Yajna Sankirtana prayer, right? He does this thing, what is that called? Yajna, Sankirtan Yajna. Just Sankirtan Yajna, no other weapon he has, right? He has no weapon. His weapon is Harinam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's weapon is Harinam. Came with a weapon, Sudarshan and all that, right? Narayana came with a weapon, that is the mace and all, chakra, mace and all. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no weapon. Harinam is his only weapon, right? And Yajanti hi Sumedasaha. Those who worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very, very intelligent. Sumedasa. Medasa means intelligent. Sumedasa means very intelligent. Right? So this is from Bhagavatam. Vishnu Sahasranama predicts. So many scriptures have predicted that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. Here, Srinivas Acharya's father was such a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Only a devotee can give birth to a devotee. Otherwise, even if we get a child, if we don't train the child to become a devotee, the child will not become a devotee. Only if you are a devotee, you can train your child to become a devotee, not otherwise, right? So only a devotee can give birth to a devotee. So in 1510, however, he could not tolerate the separation any longer. He set out for Navadvip to see the Lord of his life. Right, and after only 7 miles as far as the village of Katwa, he learned that Nimai of Nadia, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in that village, was taking sannyas, the renounced order of life. Okay, so he was so attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he got this Vipralamba Bhav, separation, right? He was so intensely experiencing that separation from the Lord, he could not tolerate the pain anymore. So he walked towards Navadvip to see him personally. So that time he learned that he was taking sannyas. Sannyas ceremony was happening. The barber had come and they were shaving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's hair and all that, right? So now appearance of Srinivas. So in Chakandi the couple had a beautiful baby boy whose name was Srinivas. So he was born in the second or third decade of 16th century on the auspicious day of full moon in the month of Vaishak. Lakshmi Priya's father, Balram Vipra, a learned astrologer, told the happy couple that their son was a Mahapurush, divinely empowered soul. So Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Pravartana, right? If you want to spread Krishna consciousness, preach Krishna consciousness, make at least one person a devotee, make at least one person chant Hare Krishna. We need empowerment from the Lord directly. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Pravartana. Without Krishna Shakti, Krishna's energy, nothing happens, right? So that empowerment has to be there from the Lord. Like Prabhupada is called empowered Acharya, right? He's called empowered incarnation of the Lord, right? In fact, Prabhupada is called empowered incarnation of the Lord, right? His Shakti Avesh Avatar. So same way, the astrologer also predicted that this Srinivas is also divinely empowered soul. And we can see his work, right? What all he does after he learns from Gopal Bhatt Goswami and Jiva Goswami, what all he's contributed to Vaishnavism, we will see, right? So the boy had a broad chest, long, elegant nose. This is a description of Srinivas. And then his eyes extended like lotus petals. Like Lord Chaitanya, he had a bodily luster resembling molten gold and arms that extended down to his knees. According to custom, Chaitanya Das and Lakshmi Priya gave charity to the Brahmanas, and the Brahmanas blessed the child. So, an education and travel, right? So, how he studied. Srinivas Acharya was devoted to his parents. He was fortunate to hear both Mahaprabhu's divine glories as well as Radha and Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes from his father. So, two of them would go into an ecstatic state as they discussed. What happened? 1 second. As they discussed the transcendental topic, Srinivas's mother trained him in Kirtan. Okay, so when you have devotee parents, Krishna says something no in Bhagavad Gita. When we will get devotee parents, anyone knows? Anyone knows in what condition we'll get devotee parents? Krishna says something in Bhagavad Gita. Anyone?
Mataji, if we had followed the bhakti in the previous karma, we would get a devotee child. We would be born to a devout, pious family or to a rich aristocratic family. Mataji.
Yes, Haribol. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe, right? So you'll either be born in a Vaishnava family where parents and family members are already Vaishnavas, and by birth, even when you're in the womb, right? Even before you're born, from Garbhadan Samskar, right? You will get Krishna consciousness, right? You'll be trained in that way. So that is if you've practiced Krishna consciousness in your previous life, right? In your previous life, if you've practiced and failed, right, then you will get it. You'll be born in a Vaishnava family. That is, these are all symptoms you can see just by the birth of a child. You can understand, right, was he a devotee from previous life or not. And one more thing, as Prabhu said, you'll be Srimatam, right? You'll be born in a rich, very aristocratic family. That is also one way. Why so aristocratic is that you don't have to work hard at all for your daily bread and butter, right? You'll already have everything done. Your family members, ancestors would have done everything for you. Your daily bread and butter, you don't have to worry at all. Rather, instead of going to office and struggling for existence, just sit and do bhakti whole day. Your next three generations can also have the wealth, finish the wealth. That much of aristocracy you will have. You don't have to worry about your existence, right? Krishna will keep sending you the money. That is also one way you can practice your devotion. You can complete your devotional service, which you couldn't in your previous life, and go back home, back to Godhead in this life itself, right? So, okay, this is for people who have already done Krishna consciousness. If you've not done Krishna consciousness in your previous life, then how will you get that chance to, your first chance to do Krishna consciousness? Anyone? How do you get that first chance to do Krishna consciousness? If you don't have any family member who is an ISKCON devotee, I mean, any devotee or anything, then how will you get?
By attending the ISKCON temple.
But how will you know that you have to go to temple?
just as you visit the places, you find like going to the temple, and then you meet the Prabhuji or some. Then
Yeah.
you find out the what are the things going on. Then and at that time you come to know that these are the things going on in ISKCON temple, and they guide you so that you try at least once to do it, and then when you get that. When you use that thing that yes, I can do chanting at least once, let me see, and I'll try my level best, and when you find peace, then you go on continuing with it.
Yeah.
In my
Yeah.
case it has been like that, Mataji. I just once tries to go try to go to ISKCON temple at Chowpatty here in Mumbai, and I found it very interesting. I found many Prabhujis there, and I talked to them, and I was so happy. Then I attended Bhagavatam classes, then I attended Gita classes. And that way I got the benefit of it. And I find it more, my mind, I found so much of peace there. Now I am too much attached to Krishna. There is
Haribol.
no word. Hari bol.
Very
Hari bol.
nice, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we understand from this? How do we get that first chance? Who gives you that first chance?
By hearing about the Lord and about the glories of the Lord
But
and all.
how will you hear, Mataji? Nobody.
By association,
How will you
Mataji, association of devotees.
Exactly. So Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Vej. Yes, Mataji?
Mataji, I think the Krishna himself only calls us, and he gives the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. It's through the Vaishnavas, through like you said, if you go to a temple and if you have to get guided, right? And also as Vanaja Mataji said, through hearing, about the Lord, etc., etc. If you have to hear, somebody should tell you, right? Only then you can hear. So it's all through Vaishnavas. It's not Krishna Guru Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. It is Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. First, the Vaishnava, out of his causeless mercy, is going to preach to others, spread. Then it's like marketing, right? When you have to promote some product, the outreach will be very huge. You will plan for a big outreach, out of which at least if you aim for like say 10 customers, you'll at least get one customer, right? Same way, Vaishnavas are all brand ambassadors of Krishna. So what they do, they also plan huge outreach. Like Prabhupada, he went to the West, entire West has become Krishna conscious today, right? So they also plan for huge outreach, and fortunate souls, right? Bhagyavana Jeev, right? Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. If you have some pious deeds in your account, some punya if you've made from your previous life, such fortunate souls get attracted to these Vaishnavas, and they go and ask, inquire from them, hear from them, take guidance, right? And then they become devotees. So through Vaishnavas, it's through the mercy of a Vaishnava we become devotee, right? So all the Vaishnavas, they have Krishna already. Why should they give it to others? It's out of their causeless mercy that they are giving, right? To all of us. Oh, I'm experiencing this happiness, let others also experience. And you can see people suffering, so sad. The devotees are like the Paradukka Dukhi. They see others suffering and they also feel bad. They also feel sad. But we are opposite. Paradukka Sukhi we are. We see others suffering, we are so happy. Let him suffer. Right? But devotees are not like that. So because of their outreach and so much of seva, causeless, selfless seva, right? Taking at least one soul back home, back to Godhead. Prabhupada said, no, in one of his letters, I know how to go back home, back to Godhead. No problem. I will go. But I don't want to go alone. I want to take all of you. I want to take the entire world along with me. I don't want to go alone. Right? That is the giving attitude. That is why we are all into Krishna consciousness today. Otherwise, no Krishna, nothing. Because we are not born in, Vaishnava family where our parents used to tell us about Krishna right from our birth. Nothing like that. Right? So that is through Vaishnava's mercy. That's very important. Srinivas Acharya was very fortunate. He was a previous life devotee. I mean, they are all manjaris from Goloka. So they are just coming here for purpose of education. us, right? So he had parents like this. Krishna wants to teach us, if you have devotee parents, how your life is going to transform, right? His mother used to teach him kirtan, and he founded a new kirtan style only. And his father used to teach him philosophy, right? And both of them would go ecstatic, right? Can you imagine? And then he studied grammar, literature, poet theory from Dhananjay Vidya Vachaspati, and quickly acquired mastery in these subjects. Okay, now the youth of Srinivas Acharya, right? So Lakshmi Priya would constantly sing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into a child's ears. Can you imagine? Constantly. That's how we feed Krishna consciousness, right? What and there's a concept in level 1 Bhagavad Gita, if you've attended. There's a concept called GIGO, good in, good out, right? Good, whatever goes inside your brain, that only comes out through your mouth, right? Whatever you think of in your mind, that only you do. Actions will depend on your thoughts, right? So whatever you feed into a child's head, or not a child as such, any innocent soul that comes to the temple or that comes to a Vaishnava and approaches and inquires about Krishna consciousness or anything about life, how to uplift life, how to proceed in life, feed them with transcendental Krishna consciousness. Then what happens? Their actions will transform that way, right? So Lakshmi Priya, being the mother, always used to feed the child with Krishna consciousness, right? The songs and glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and absorbing that, he became a great musician, right? And yeah, he learned the chant. He learned to chant the names of Lord Chaitanya and Radha Krishna as he grew up. Soon, the small crescent moon known as Srinivas grew full and was known as brightest and most beautiful boy in Chakandi, right? And he studied under the famed, this we already saw, Dhananjay Vidya Vachaspati, right? He taught him all the subjects, logic, political science, Ayurveda, everything, right? So it's not just spiritual knowledge, he also got material knowledge also, right? And according to the Prema Vilas, Dhananjay Vidya Vachaspati said that he had nothing to teach Srinivas. He already knew everything. That's the power of Garbhadan Samskar, right? Even pregnant women are asked to read Bhagavatam and attend lectures, because whatever they absorb, whatever knowledge they absorb, the same thing the embryo inside the womb also will absorb, right? So that's why he's saying, I had nothing to teach him, he knew everything already, right? Same thing happened with who? Which great devotee? Same thing happened, got injected with Krishna consciousness in the womb. Anyone?
Bhakta Prahlada Maharaj.
Well, exactly, even he, right? So Narad Muni was the one who was constantly feeding in Krishna consciousness to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Mataji, we are not able to hear you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, am I audible now?
Yes, Mataji. Now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah, I was just saying Narad Muni was the one who was feeding in Kayadu with Krishna consciousness, and Prahlad Maharaj being in the womb was absorbing it, right? And then, yeah, here we see the real duty of a mother. Yeah, actually, there is a real duty of the mother. Okay, in it's mentioned in the Shastras, not just mother, father also, parents, right? A real duty as a parent is to make sure the child that you have does not take birth in another mother's womb any forever, any time next, the child will not take birth again in any mother's womb. That is the responsibility, the prime responsibility of a parent. Can you imagine? How do you make sure the child doesn't take birth again in another mother's womb? If you make him a devotee, then he doesn't have to take birth, right? He'll go back home, back to Godhead, right? So that is the main primary responsibility, is to bring up a child in a Krishna conscious manner. Very, very important, right? So we see Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Pandavas, all of these are examples. Dhruv Maharaj also, his mother made him a devotee, right? And he went back home, back to Godhead. So if a child goes back home, back to Godhead, and then automatically parents are also taken back home, back to Godhead. Like it is proved even in Prahlad Maharaj's case that because Narasimhadev says, because you are a devotee, your father will also get liberation. Do not worry, he says. Right? Not just your father, 7 generations prior will also get liberation. Right? So that's the advantage of having one devotee in the family. Entire family is safe. Right? So not long afterward, Srinivas's father dies, right? And he is now devoid of devotee association because his father was the prime strength for him, right? Now he is greatly affected, doesn't know what to do, how to do it, right? Other devotees made an effort to console him, but he was still in grief. His mother was also in grief, right? So now what they do, Srinivas Acharya takes his mother and moves from Chakandi to his maternal grandfather's house in Jaji Grama. And shortly thereafter, he went to visit Narahari's Sarkar in nearby Srikand. From Narahari, he learned that Mahaprabhu would shortly be ending his early pastimes. So this news made Srinivas determined to see that Lord before it happened. Right now, he got to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be ending his pastimes and going back to Goloka. Right, so he wants to meet him eagerly even before he goes back. Right, quickly goes to take permission from because that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resides, right? So he then joined the devotees on annual pilgrimage to Puri. So now, when he was going right to Puri, on the way he was still on the way. He had not reached Puri. They got to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already finished his pastimes here and gone back to Goloka. Right? So they all got to know. So Srinivas Acharya was like, he was so hurt. It was his, he wanted to see him very badly before he goes, but he couldn't make it, right? So he was so hurt, and he wanted to commit suicide. This is called laulyam. This is not madness. Like if we do this in material world, then it is said to be in the mode of ignorance. It's said to be in the mode of delusion, right? Thinking, oh, I didn't get this phone, I didn't see that celebrity, that film actor, that musician, that rock star, blah blah blah, right? Whoever it is, karmi, right? And then no, I didn't get this phone. This is completely in the mode of ignorance. But here, anything which involves Krishna becomes at once transcendental. Like Narada Muni says, no, to Vyasadev, what is Mahabharat? Mahabharat is just a fight between cousins, just a common ordinary fight between two sets of cousins, that's all. But why did it become such transcendental Purana? Why did it become so auspicious to even hear about? Only and only because Krishna came inside Mahabharat. Only because Krishna interfered. The entire Purana, that small, it looks like some normal serial story, fight between two brothers, two sets of brothers. Only because Krishna entered into it, it became auspicious Purana, where it's even called, I think, some Panchama Veda or something. Mahabharata is called Panchama Veda, as in fifth Veda. It is that auspicious, right? Just because Krishna was there. Anything where Krishna is involved is always transcendental. And when he decided to commit suicide, we need to understand the kind of love he had for the Lord, right? It's the prema stage, right? We are not this, when we miss, say we go for darshan and the temple is closed, we never feel like crying. We'll say, if not today, tomorrow I will take darshan. Nothing pricks us, no? Why? Because we don't have any love for the Lord. We've not developed that Krishna Prema stage as yet. We are still in probably Bhajana Kriya or Anartha Nivritti stage, right? But Srinivas Acharya is a devotee who is already a Krishna Premi, right? So he can't just stay without the Lord. That separation, right? Instant, that separation from the Lord, intense separation. So that made him decide, to commit suicide. And then what happens? The Lord himself appeared in front of him, in his dream, and, told him, you go to Puri, do not stop in midway, do not commit suicide, you go to Puri, right? And then dream. And he saw Jagannath in the dream. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. You can see in the picture. First time it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who came in the dream and said, "You go to the Puri, complete your journey." Second time it was all the three, Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, right, who went in his dream along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, the whole of them, right, who again told him, "Do not commit suicide. You go to Puri." Right, so that means you can see, how Krishna reciprocates, right? If it was some mode of ignorance or some normal karmi way of suicide and all that, then why would Krishna even bother to come and stop you? No, he will not. Maya will take care of you. Krishna will not come, right? But if you become a devotee, then Krishna will come and take care of you every step. Every step Krishna will come and take care of you, right? Padam padam, every step Krishna will take care, right? So now, when he went to Puri, what happened? That's what we will be seeing here. Okay. So he goes to Puri and he first meets the pleasure potency of the Lord. That is Hladini Shakti. Radharani has come as Gadadhar Pandit in Chaitanya Leela. Right? So Krishna comes in the mood of Radharani and Radharani comes in the form of Gadadhar Pandit. Right? Sri Advaita Gadadhar Viseno in Panchatattva mantra. So that same Gadadhar Pandit is actually Radharani. So he meets Gadadhar Pandit, right? Both of them were immersed in the ocean of ecstasy, right? Meeting each other. And then Srinivas Acharya also meets Ramananda Rai and Paramananda Puri, then Shiki Mahiti. So these are all very important associates of Krishna, right? Like in fact, example, Ramananda Rai is who in Krishna Lila? In Goloka? Who is Ramananda Rai in Goloka? No one knows? Okay, who is Ramananda Rai in Krishna Lila?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Arjun and Vishaka Saki Mataji. Am I audible?
Yeah. Arjuna in Krishna Lila. Yeah, and Vishaka Saki in Goloka. Right? Goloka, Arjuna, Vishaka Saki, that is the friend of Radharani and Krishna. She comes down in the form of Arjuna in Krishna Lila. And she comes down as Ramananda Rai in Chaitanya Lila. Right, so these are all demigods and close associates of Krishna, Goloka residents, who come down to participate in the Leela when Krishna also comes down. Right, so he meets all the associates here, and then he goes. He heard that Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu also disappeared. They also left the world. Right, so once again he plans to end the life because he's so attached to all of them. Right, so he wants to commit suicide again. But again, the same Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu again come in his dream and says, commit suicide, give up this intention because he has so many other things to do to spread Krishna consciousness, right? So he can't end the life like that. So then Gadadhar Pandit said, "I'm glad that you have come and introduced yourself. And then just before passing away, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told me to teach you Bhagavatam. And he knew that you would arrive in Puri one day and he asked me to explain Krishna Leela to you." Right? Can you imagine? So personally, Radharani took charge of Srinivas Acharya and gave him all the knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna book. Right? Krishna Leela. So these two books was taught to Srinivas Acharya. And then Gadadhar Pandit's joy, right? He could now fulfill this order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Again turned into sadness. "I cannot teach you Bhagavatam at this time. O young Srinivas," he said, "for the manuscript script of my position has become illegible from the tears I have cried onto those pages." So why this has happened? Anyone knows why the Bhagavatam has gone wet? Why do they cry? When does this happen? Anyone knows?
Too much love towards the Supreme.
Yeah, too much love, so they cry when they read. Who all read? And how did it, how did the tears come like that?
Hare Krishna Mataji was reading to Mahaprabhu. Right?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Where he was reading to Mahaprabhu? Anyone knows?
Probably Vrindavan Mataji.
No,
No,
Chaitanya
wait.
Mahaprabhu was mostly in Puri, no? So they were reading in Tota, right? There's a garden, and they were reading in a garden, Tota, and who only Radha Krishna, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. Only both of them used to read which canto? 7th canto, Prahlad Leela, right? Narsimha Leela. They used to read, and cry, right? Like literally cry. Every day they every day cry, every day make the pages wet, right? And in the same Tota, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finds Gopinath, right, and gives to Gadadhar Pandit and says, you worship him. That's how we have Tota Gopinath temple in Puri, right, near Puri. It's so famous, very tall deity, right? But he's bent his knees. He's sitting on the knees, right? Everywhere Vrindavan Krishna is standing, no, but only in Tota Gopinath temple he's sitting on his knees, Vrindavan Krishna. Okay, so that is the place where they used to read. And now the pages have become so wet and they are all torn and they can't read, right? So that's why Gadadhar Pandit is saying, I'm so sorry, I can't. My manuscripts have gone illegible. Now, what happened? That's why the first set of book distribution, this is how it starts, right? So Gadadhar Pandit sent a message to Narahari Sarkar in Bengal asking him to secure another manuscript of Srimad Bhagavatam. Narahari replied, available, and that a messenger should be dispatched immediately. So this is how the book distribution started. First book distribution. Okay, and Gadadhar Pandit sent Srinivas Acharya as that messenger to go and collect Bhagavatam, right? And he went, and then I mean, in separation from Lord Chaitanya was intolerable, he said, and he didn't know how long he could stay in this world. So even Gadadhar Pandit couldn't stay in this world without Krishna. So that's how devotees are, no? Without Krishna, they can't stay even a moment. When Prabhupada went to the West, he did not find any Krishna temple there. So he was like, how am I going to survive in this hell? Right? He called a place without Krishna temple as hell. Right? So now association with Navadvip devotees. This we will learn in the next class. Okay, so we Srinivas Acharya will talk to Janava Devi, that is wife of Nityananda, and all this. We will see in the next class how book distribution happens. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any doubts all of you have? Any questions you all have? Or anything you want to add? Hare Krishna. No questions? Oh yeah, Sudama Seva. Thanks for reminding, Prabhu. And yeah, also about Mangaluru Yatra. Anybody wants to join Mangaluru Yatra or Guruvar Yatra? Please give your names to Chitra Mataji or Giridhar Prabhu or me. Right? Just 1 second about Sudama Seva. We have to discuss. Let me open the PPT. Prabhu, have the PPT? Can you share it?
Yes, Mataji, 1 second. Mataji.
I think I found it. Okay, here it is. Let me share the screen. So we have something called Sudama Seva. Okay, so Sudama Seva means small amount, like how Sudama gave for Krishna, right? A little bit of poha, just 2-3 spoons of poha he gave. So same way, we are also going to give small amount from our income monthly basis, on monthly basis to the temple for temple maintenance, right? This is called Sudama Seva. And Namanishta Prabhu says, Prabhupada says, do Madhukari, like take little from all devotees, so that all devotees will get the same amount of benefit, right? Rather than taking from one person the huge crores and lakhs together, right? So that is the concept applied to Sudama Seva. All the courses here, including Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri, right, they're all free of cost. Prabhu doesn't charge for it. But to conduct the courses, to run ads on Facebook and all, Prabhu has to spend lakhs, right? 2-3 lakhs goes only for Facebook marketing and things like that, right? So and certificates are also given out free. Mayapur Institute attested certificates, everything is given out free, right? So from our end we can do little bit, something that, something that helps our parampara, right? So Namanishra Prabhu will be extremely thankful for all your generous contribution toward temple construction and maintenance, right? So temple construction is over. All of us helped through the online congregation only. We were able to construct the temple. Now it comes to the maintenance of the temple. So here is an opportunity for maintenance. We can all become Sudama Sevaks and help the temple maintenance, like Annadan, Go Seva. These are all main things. Construction of the college. And then normal, bills of the daily, monthly bills of the temple, electricity, etc., etc. Right? So importance of contributions from congregations. So Sudam Seva is an opportunity for devotees to make their humble offerings, small monthly payments like 500,000, right? Like this we can just give every month. You can commit for a monthly contribution according to your capacity and support the temple functioning and expand Krishna consciousness preaching movement. Okay, now so all scriptural injunctions, why we need to serve, why we need to contribute to the Lord, right? Why we need to contribute. So if one devotee offers something to the Lord, it acts for his own interest, because whatever a devotee offers to the Lord, it comes back a million times greater than what was offered. One does not become a loser by giving to the Lord, one becomes a gainer by millions of times, right? This is what Srila Prabhupada says. And in Bhagavad Gita also it's told, charity given out of duty without expectation of return, right? At proper time and place. Place is, of course, to Vaishnavas, right? Then what happens? He's said to be done charity in the mode of goodness, right? And acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even great souls. This Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 5th verse. You can see over here Sudama Seva, right? He gives a little bit of poha, just 2 hands of poha, and what he gets in, right? By the time he returns, his hut would have become a bungalow, right? His wife would have got full nice saris and jewelry, all the children, everything had changed by the time he went back, right? So that is what we gain by doing Sudam Seva, right? And so these are all the things that we have: expenses, major expenses: Go Seva, Anadan Seva, book distribution, and construction of the Bhagavad Gita college, right? So and then also feeding the cow with grass, right, and water every day. If you do, right, as in if you sponsor it, they will do for you will get the benefit of performing Ashwamedha Yajna. Can you imagine? It's given in Bharata Parasara Smriti from the Vedas. Okay, and now the scheme. Okay, how do you do this? Seva is given. You can start with 500 rupees, 501, right? And then it's called Matsya Sudama Seva scheme. And what you get is, on your special days like anniversary and birthdays, you will puja offered in your name to the Lord. Okay, Radha Govinda. That is for 501 rupees. If you do 1001, then what happens? You will get 3 days of accommodation free whenever you visit ISKCON Mangalore. You will get 3 days of free accommodation. The room will be booked in your name, and right after 6 months you can start getting all the benefits, right? From 6 months it's monthly seva, right? And then there is 2000 rupees seva. It's called Kapila Sudama Seva. Along with the previous benefits, you will get Go Puja also done in your name, right? And this also you can do after 6 months. You will get the benefits. 3,000, it's called Varaha Sudama Seva. You will get free life membership, right? Or there is an option, or one person in the family can be given one free yatra. We have so many yatras, like I said, Guruvar yatra is coming. Then in October we have Ayodhya yatra, right? So many yatras are coming up. So you can one person in your family can be given free yatra, or you will get free life membership along with all the previous benefits, including Gopuja, all the benefits you'll get, right? And then 5,000 rupees every month if you donate. It's called Vamana Sudama Seva, and you will get benefits, all the above benefits plus Annadan Seva for 100 devotees in your name. Annadan will be made in your name for 100 devotees, right? And if you give 10,000 rupees, then what happens? All the other sevas, benefits, including that, you will get Abhishekam to Gaurnitais on auspicious day of Gaura Purnima, right? So Abhishekam will be done in your name. Can you imagine? It's called Narasimha Sudama Seva, right? And then 25,000 is also there. It's called Parashuram Sudama Seva. Along with all the benefits mentioned so far, you will get what is it? In the name of Abhishekam. Yeah, Krishna Janmashtami Abhishekam is very, very common. And entire Abhishekam will be done in your name. Can you imagine? The Abhishekam will be dedicated to your name. And then if you pay 50,000 rupee, 50,000 rupees, then the Alankara Seva, right? On special days, the entire Alankara will be dedicated to you, as in the entire Phala, right? Or the return of Alankara will be given in your name. The glorification will be given to your name. You'll get the benefit. Sankalpa will be given in your name. Okay. And then we have 1 lakh, and that is you get 30 days in a year, you'll get free room. Whenever you go to ISKCON Mangalore, you will get free accommodation for 30 days, even on Janmashtami, and things like this. Rooms are reserved for others. Still, you will get 30 days. Whenever you go, you will get. Right? So, these are all the schemes. This is a summary of it. Right? So, please do contribute anything, 500, right? And we have a group, Sudama Seva group. So whenever you make your first payment, you will be added to that group, and you will start getting all the benefits, right? Once you join the group. And here it's given biggest benefit of Sudama Seva is the blessing of Vaishnavas and our Guru Parampara. Yeah, we just discussed. Without Vaishnavas' mercy, you'll not get Krishna. Yasya Prasadat, Bhagavat Prasadat. Right? And first stage of Bhakti is Shraddha, and Shraddha will develop only through Satan Kripa and Mahat Seva. Satan Kripa means Vaishnava's mercy. Mahat Seva means Vaishnava's service, serving the Vaishnavas. So only then you will get Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, and you can reach Krishna Prema stage. So Sudama Seva is a Mahat Seva. So this way you can fix up your Bhakti also. Okay, anybody interested, please do contact me or Giridhar Prabhu. Okay. And we will tell you how to go about it. Okay, so please do ping. Initially, Namanishta Prabhu used to go to college and give lectures. And now, because of the huge online congregation that we have, right? Prabhu is doing online congregation and all free of cost, right? To conduct one Gita 18 course, like 1 month, Prabhu spends, I think, 2 lakhs something for advertisement. Can you imagine? And we have 11 languages, 11 advertisements on Facebook. Can you imagine how much he spends? So much he spends, right? And then what we get? Free course. We get knowledge. We get free certificate. We get Krishna. We get Krishna, right? And so it's our responsibility to give back little, how much ever we can, right? Yeah. So, 20 lakhs is the monthly expenses of this thing, right? 12 lakhs or 15 lakhs is the monthly expense of the temple, including all the bills, right? So please do come forward and do your bit. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Any questions? Anything you have to share? Nothing? Okay, then we can end. Thank you all for joining. We'll complete Srinivas Acharya's Leela next class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.